Alright, today I'm going to explain to you how the Labyrinth mode works in detail. Damn, it's the second time me saying this now, so I was like, I'm good. Anyways, I'm going to explain how this mode works. And, well, one, you should do it. I was going to say why you should do it. You should just do it. It's juicy rewards, okay? 30 of these. That is actually something, okay? With how much it takes to take a unit to level 100, I'll take these, okay? 200 anvils is pretty nice. 10 SA coins, pretty nice. 6 1 UR pendant, pretty much. It is pretty nice. This card's really good. It's just as good as the bird card, which is the best card in the game, CC wise. And then 30 gems, a whole multi just for playing this mode. That's actually pretty fun. I don't think it has like that much replayability, at least not yet, because the units we have are pretty limited. I mean, you could try to do like certain different like strategies and stuff, test out different units, how they would, how they work. But there's no like more rewards. Like if you could at least farm like something, like it would give you like 10 million gold or something every time you beat it. Sure, like something just to like give people the incentive of retrying it after they beat it the first time. There is the EX mode that I don't think anyone's beaten yet, but as far as we're concerned, it doesn't give you any rewards either. So maybe there's a title, I don't know. So how does this mode work? These little chess pieces is what I'm gonna call them. These are enemies, okay? Every single time, these are enemies. These are enemies, these are enemies, these are enemies, this is an enemy, and this is an enemy. Now, if you look at some of them, they have a little funky symbol, this thing, right? Now, this thing means a passive point. If you click here, I don't have any passes right now, but if I were to get to one of these, it would prompt me with a selection of passives. And these passives are universal, they apply to you all the time throughout the entire fight while you're still in this run. If you've played a roguelike before, this will be very self-explanatory to you. If you haven't, pretty much this buff could say, do we have like all passes here? That would be really good. No, I'll explain what the things are here too. Anyway, so when you get one of these, it will say if all of your units on the team currently are of the same attribute, they gain 20% basic stats. If you have 3 different race characters, you gain 3 ultimate gauge at the start of the match. And the way this works is they stack on top of each other. So let's say this one has the first one I mentioned, this one has the second one. So if you have 3 blue units, all different races, you would get 20% basic stats in all of them. And they would start with 3 ult gauge, which is really cool. And the other ones are the Awakening, the Level Up, right? So the Awakening will always give you 2 stars. Now when you pick a unit, when I go and start and pick a unit, which we'll talk about in a second, you will get they'll start with level 1, no Awakening, right? Just an actual basic unit. They do have their passive though. Now, you don't have to unlock their passive or something. They start with a passive. They're 1/6 when you start, level 1, no Awakening. Okay, now if you go back here, every time I pick this, I get 2 stars. So if I picked Meliodas, don't think this is super Awakening. If I picked Meliodas here, he would have 2 yellow stars. And then you can go all the way up until SA6, which is what you want to do if you want to beat this mode, but I'll talk about that a little bit later. Now, when it comes to the selection of units here, this will always be a Nunchuck or Brawler Bond, always a Liz or Liz Hog. I think it's always a Liz Hog actually. Then it's always a Meliodas, and then always a Diane. Now the pool of these always is the same, but you always get a random unit. So I could have gotten blue Melee here, or green Melee, or counter melee, like the green one, the Captain Meliodas, or the SR one. I think that's all the melees you can get in this slot right here. And this Diane, you can get the blue AoE Diane, you can get this Diane. I think you can get, no, I think it's only those 2. I think it's only green Diane and blue Diane. Here you can get the blue Liz Hog or this Liz Hog, and here you can get all the Nunchuck bonds, or you can get all the Brawler bonds except Ragnarok bond. Maybe you can get them, I haven't seen them in anyone's run, so I don't think you can get them there. I don't think it would make sense to put them there either. So now every time you start, right, let's say I pick a unit, I pick this Diane, right? Every time you start, you get a different set of these units, okay? So you want to sort of reroll to make it super easy for you for a certain few units that I'm going to mention in a second. Now, once you take them, I believe the rest of your units, if you get a certain unit here and there, you'll get the exact same path as other people. I think paths are still super random, but let's say, so in this one, I'll cut to when I get to that selection, because this first fight, there's literally nothing. Like, you just take wherever you want, and then you would you go through this. The first fight doesn't have anything. It's literally like you don't have anything. You're level 1, no SA like super attack 1 level. You don't have anything here, so you just want to get through this one, right? If you take damage, it's fine, but the way you want to do this too is if you can lifesteal an extra amount, then you should do that, okay? Let's say I have this full HP Diane, and they're all one health, right? They're all about to die. Like, the next cycle will all kill them. And then I have another AoE unit here, and they're on like half health. Then you want to use this other unit so you can get a lot of lifesteal from the enemies, right? You kill them, and then you get everything back. I wish he died, but because this is pretty much over, I will kill him too. I will just kill him video. Now here, you know, you check the ultimate, 525, you check this 150, she's not full health. I'm going to ult, because that will do more damage, and that means I will lifesteal more. I actually don't know if she even has lifesteal. You'd have to check the stats. I don't think she healed there. So you'd have to change the stats. Now, also something that is very important is some of you may have not played this game for too long and you don't know what all the rare units do or all the SR units do. So when you get to them, what you want to do is you want to go in GC database, or there's other sites too, but this is the one I use for everything. You want to go in here and then be like, okay, let's say you got Jude, right? Like you got Jude, and like, damn, I don't know what the hell this guy does. And you click him, like, okay, reflect, attack skill seal on a rank 2 single target, and then an AoE remove buff. Okay, it's all right, you know. And his ultimate disable attack skill again. Okay, now I know I will not pick him. Now on this first one, I went with level. I cleared this my first try with 4 passives. I didn't know what I was doing. For the most part, I couldn't read the passives. I like tried to Google translate them, but half of them I just clicked because his icon looks good. And I beat this on my first try. Now I've seen a lot of people like struggle this a lot still. This is a very RG heavy mode. I picked a level. I think the levels early get you a bit more than the awakening, but we'll see. Anyway, these fields mean you can pick a unit. So I'm gonna pick a unit here, and then here you go. There's your selection. Now on this selection, you can get a Gother. You can get a Fat King, you can get an Escanor green or red, or you can get one of many Merlins. You can get this Ragnarok Merlin. Maybe that means you can get the Ragnarok one at the start too. Ragnarok Merlin, you can get the green Old Gauge Merlin, the red Freeze Merlin, the blue Bad Merlin, or Summer Merlin. Now when you play this mode, what I recommend is, because this is the first selection, you have to do one fight in between, right? So you pick one unit and you get here. You want to re-roll this slot until you get Summer Merlin. Now this mode is very free to play friendly, as in you have every unit. Like this it doesn't matter if you own the unit or not, as far as I'm concerned, because I'm pretty sure I got Red Easton. I don't have that Red Easton. And then my friend and someone in my comments also who didn't have Summer Merlin, and he was complaining this is like a whale mode, you need the unit and everything. And then he commented again, and it's like, oh wait, I got Summer Merlin, I don't even have her. So you can get any unit, so just reroll for Summer Merlin and you'll be good to go. On this one, I would probably pick Red Gother, and you can probably pick Red Gother over Summer Merlin here too, because what's really important early on in this first stage, right, to get through this first stage, attack skills are really strong. They're a little less strong the second one, because the boss is Droll, and Droll doesn't attack. He only has skull cards, okay? So attack skills don't do much to him. And then the last phase, it's Rage Melee, but he has Assault Melee passive, and he has Red Demon Melee cards. So he has also Skull cards, and you also can't debuff him in general. So Summer Merlin falls off a lot, but early on she'll carry you through like this entire thing, and then the start of the next one. She'll carry you through, right? And then it allows you to get really powerful passives. Like a lot of passives will just be like win the game for you. You'll have to, like, while you go through this, see what passives are good for yourself and stuff, and then pick whoever you want. Now I'm actually going to show you the reroll, right? Like you just click this, boom, you go in again. It takes AP every single time. So if you're free to play, you're low in AP pots, you might as well try and go as far as you can. Again, I think Red Gother you can pick there over some run, you can probably still make it. So now if I check the units, I have blue Bond, I have the other Liz Hawk, I have green Demelian, and I have blue Dan, right? And then you pick, and then you either want to go for Summer Merlin or Red Gother here. They will make stuff so much easier. Merlin is easier to get because you just need 2 cards and you just attack seal. She also does a lot of damage, because what you have to keep in mind is that this is their real stats, okay? This unit sucks stat-wise, like horrible old stats, right? They all actually do. But let's say this was like Ragnarok, like Lost Vein, right? Let's say you could get him here. I don't think you can, but let's say you get him here. He has modern unit like base stats, right? Like, he has actual subsets and everything, so he would be really strong at level 1 already, much stronger than these people. He would just show everything. So that's what you want to pick. But Blue Brawler Bond is really good because if he doesn't get hit, he lowers the all enemies attack rate stats by 15%, which is nuts, and it stacks. So if you attack seal them, or you have a taunt unit and they can't attack Bond, he can be really clutch too. And then with passives like you guaranteed crit when you have 5 ult gauge, so your ult always crits. You have more crit damage when you ult, you get 3 ult gauges at the start, you get more basic stats if you have the same attribute, you get more basic stats if you have different attributes, you get attack rate stats if you're below half, you get lifesteal. There's a lot of good ones. You'll have to, they're pretty we all know what's good and what's not, and I trust you to make the correct judgment on which ones to take. And even if you don't fail, like do it on your first one, you do it on your second one, you do the third one. When I beat it, I got lucky, right? The fact that I did a first try with only 4 passives, super lucky. I can show you the team I used to beat it. And if you want to go for the same units, then do that. Again, I had 4 passives, and I'm pretty sure 3 of those were like really useless. But let me scroll down. You can also go to Nagato's Twitch channel because he like called me when he saw that I was like about to beat it. It's like, how? Because he was struggling too. But yeah, this was my team. So I had Green Arthur, I had some Merlin, and I had Margaret here, right? This was my latest selection. I had Margaret here, and I forgot who I had backline. I think I still just had Jericho backline. Yeah, I did, and she came out and she did damage. Yeah. So Green Arthur is really good in PvE, we know that, right? His passive works here, obviously. So when I picked it, I was like, okay, 25% damage reduction, 25% more damage, really good. I have attack steals for all the other enemies. I didn't know that you could debuff the final boss here. And then at Margaret, I was like, oh, even more damage reduction, and just good damage and everything in general. So I was like, okay, sure, boom, I'll take that. And then I was rolling the event. But again, like I didn't have passives. Like my passives were like damn near non-existent. Like you can go for my video, I uploaded like the first stage, and yeah, anyway, that was pretty much it. So what you want to do also is you want to balance out your super awakening and levels. What you can do is you could just go for the awakening early, because if we go on the new if we go to new unit, awakening is really like crucial, right? Especially super awakening later on. It's very crucial on like how much it gives you, how many stats it gives you. It makes or breaks characters, right? We all know this. So if I go on a unit, I actually do have a unit that I don't have super awakened, which is the other Red Easton. Oh, where is she? There, right? If you go on awakened, right? The first one, oh, I thought I could, oh, okay, I could just click out the orbs. Right, 2,100 health, which is really good, 3% crit resistance. And 4.5 recovery rate, and then you go and it's like 300 attack, 120 defense, 5% crit damage. You go further, 7.5 crit defense, 3%, I don't know, actually no, 2,800 health, 400 attack, 160 defense, 2% crit, oh that's crit resistance. Oh, whatever. Anyway, 4.5% actual resistance, 3,500 health, 3% lifesteal, right? Boom, SA5. No, sorry, just awakening 5. 500 attack, 200 defense, 3% pierce rate on the 6th one. And then if you go on like units that you like super awaken, if you want to see, okay, well his one sucks, hold on. Who has a good one? They don't have S8 yet. I don't know, bro. Let's go on, I guess, Green Sariel. There you go, he should have a good one. We go on him, and then we go on question mark. You see the super 11,000 health and stuff. It's a huge buff. Okay, it's what I'm trying to say. Awakenings are a huge buff, so you want to get awakenings in too. But levels also matter. Okay, if you took a level 100, or like a level 60 SA6 units against a level 100 SA4 unit, the level 100 unit would probably win because it has a lot more just general stats. But so you want to balance it out. Now I got to level 100 and SA6, but I did prioritize awakening, like as you can see on this one, right? Like I went for Awakening. Like I already had SA6 at level 67. Fights level you up as well, but you do want to take the level thing every now and then. But yeah, I mean, I pretty much won. Like as soon as I had this, I was like, alright, I won. But yeah, that's it from me. I hope you guys enjoyed. I hope this was helpful. If you have any more questions, I'll try to answer them in the comments, but this should be pretty easy. Again, if you fail in your first one, just keep going, roll for the right units, right? Pick units that are good. Attacks are, yikes. Attacks are really important early, but they fall off later. So I'm gonna end it off with a multi on Zeldris. Maybe we can put Red Tarmiel, please. And then that's gonna be it from me, boys. So, let's see. Ciao. Okay. Okay. This game thinks it's funny. Alright, anyway, that's it from me. Good job.